Inside the massive stadium, protected by a sky-reaching hexagonal magic barrier, the final match for the third-year icecore class occurs. Both Dolores and her rival, Goliath, are exhausted and gasping for breath following a brutal struggle. Goliath's face reflects total disbelief and bewilderment. Shaking, he musters his remaining energy to claim that as a fourth circle mage recognized by every professor, he could never be defeated by Dolores's divine magic. However, as he attempts to finish speaking, his power fails and he hits the ground. Dolores watches with astonishment as her foe collapses at the end of their intense bout. She clenches her fist decisively, having been named the third-year victor. The stadium crowd suddenly erupts into cheers, chanting her name in celebration. Soon after, loudspeakers announce that the final ceremony is starting and request that all guests take their seats. At the podium, Vice Principal Vinci Morg introduces himself as the host. Standing before the student body, he begins his address by telling the Colosseo Academy students that he speaks to them with genuine love and respect. The students in the bleachers remain skeptical, whispering among themselves. One doubts his honesty, another sarcastically mocks his mention of love, and a third expects a standard lecture, as they all assume he dislikes them. He continues, startling them by admitting he knows they find him irritating. He clarifies that his harshness was deliberate, intended to prepare them for the difficult journey they will face after leaving the Academy's protection. He states his purpose is to provide the wisdom and strength needed to survive any adversity. However, his outlook changed after meeting a specific student, an encounter that led to many realizations. He recalls moments involving Victor standing up for classmates who couldn't pay fees while Professor Suddy expressed rage. He remembers Victor screaming for the gate during an exam, and his own gratitude while helping Victor carry the injured Professor Suddy to safety. Through these events, Vinci explains that he learned a vital lesson: a student's true needs can only be met by another student. Returning to the present, he gives his sincere thanks to that unnamed individual. His voice softens as he offers a prayer for their futures. He hopes any headwind stalling them becomes a tailwind that drives them forward. He wishes for constant sunshine and for rainbows to appear even during rain. He hopes the inevitable sad days help them grow even more than the joyful ones. Sinclair listens from the crowd with a somber expression, clearly moved by the words. Most importantly, Vinci prays their lives are full of peace, hope, and success. He finishes by thanking them for their hard work over the year. In a final act of respect, he bows deeply to the student body following his surprisingly emotional speech. Thunderous applause fills the stadium. The spectators are overwhelmed with feeling. Piggy, Tutor, and Sancho are all weeping. Piggy expresses shock at the professor's warmth, while Tutor jokingly suggests someone else wrote the script. Sancho, attempting to stay composed, mutters that warriors shouldn't cry. Conversely, Bianca stays silent and stoic, telling her friends to be quiet. Dolores is also moved, noting that the professor clearly has a lot on his mind. The girl beside her cries hysterically in agreement. She then asks Dolores if she is the student Vinci meant, given their frequent interactions. Surprised, Dolores quietly denies it, doubting it was her. Nearby, Vikir considers the question, a bead of sweat on his face as his red eye gleams behind his glasses. Dolores wonders who managed to change the stubborn professor's mind as Vinci departs the podium. Headmaster Winston stops him, patting his shoulder to congratulate him on the touching address. Vinci flinches from the praise, his expression unreadable. Winston watches him leave thoughtfully before approaching the microphone himself. Headmaster Winston begins his speech by joking that the vice principal is a tough act to follow. He suggests he should have prepared better before offering standard advice to strive for excellence in every moment. His tone then becomes more personal. He reveals that he recently left the academy seeking peace after his health failed due to mana overload. Winston explains that losing his health taught him the value of the present. He declares with certainty that no one knows when they will die. It could be tomorrow, the next hour, or the next second. He urges everyone to do their best constantly, as death is the one thing fair to everyone. Winston concludes with a plea to the students starting their vacation. He tells them never to forget that time is precious and to live without regrets, reminding them that the end could come at any moment. His speech is interrupted in a gruesome manner. A massive, purple whip-like tentacle suddenly shoots forward and impales his chest, spraying blood into the air. His eyes go wide in shock as his life begins to fade. Chaos erupts in the stadium. The students watch in paralyzed silence. Their faces are masks of terror. Piggy, Tutor, and Sancho are frozen, while Bianca, Dolores, and the girl nearby stare in fear. Even Victor, who expected disaster, is stunned by the sudden violence. Winston coughs up blood as the tentacle lifts him easily. The attacker swings him violently before slamming him into the stone stage, shattering the floor and leaving a massive crater. He lies broken in the debris, conscious but in agony. A scream of pain erupts from his throat. A dark, shadowy figure lands near his body. The assault is only beginning. In the chaos, Winston's ornate sword lies on the broken ground. A figure in high heels picks it up. The attacker is revealed as Asura Barrows, her eyes glowing purple behind a strange mask. Grinning triumphantly, she claims her prize, the Winter Sword. Her victory is brief, as an enraged Vinci Morgue vows to stop her. He and several professors charge toward her. Vinci's face is a mask of disbelief. He is horrified that a sword master like Winston was defeated so quickly, even by ambush. His fear turns to fury as he spots a familiar green bracelet on Asura Barrows' wrist. He realizes she disguised herself as an official to bypass security, and he curses the oversight while facing the assassin. He shouts that she won't leave the academy alive, summoning a blue magic circle. He declares the school a pinnacle of martial arts. With eyes blazing and flanked by professors, he proclaims they are practically an army that she cannot defeat alone. Asura Barrows flashes a jagged grin, chillingly asking Vinci if she ever actually said she was alone. Vinci pauses, sweat rolling down his face in confusion. Suddenly, a massive force hits the stadium's defenses. The blue hexagonal magic barrier shatters into countless shards of light. He looks at the sky, unable to stop the destruction as the crowd panics. The assassin laughs, covering her face. She admits she loves the sound of their terror. A transformation begins. Her hair turns from white to purple as she removes her mask while Vinci watches. He stands frozen in absolute shock as he recognizes her. The assassin reveals her true identity. She is actually Professor Suddy. With a crazed look, she sticks out her tongue, staring with a glowing purple eye. She casually addresses her colleague by name.